Engine.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. You join myself, Lemony Tang, in the commentary booth. As always, it's the International Friends Racing League. It's round 11 from Miami, and it's going to be an absolute class race, as always, as we have come to expect here for the IFRL. We'll have a look at the quick championship standings for the moment. So here we go. Groovy is leading the championship on 331 points. Felix Zone has dropped back a little bit there on 260. So with only 2 rounds to go, it's going to be, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe, perhaps. Let's have a look at the constructors now as well. Cole Steele there on third, actually on 245. Hopefully he's back with us this evening. The constructors here, Ferrari on 491. Absolutely ran away with it this year. Red Bull is second on 253. And Williams on 250. With McLaren in fourth on 246. Very close for second, third and fourth there. I'm going to have a look at the full point system here for the IFRL. We got 40 points for a race win, 33 points for second, and 28 for third. So it mightn't all be over and done with at the front, but it's definitely very close to it. Let's just get rid of a few things here, using up some CPU, which is not what I want to be doing. Boom, boom, boom. That thing is still up there. Now, towards the racing we go. We see somebody losing some front wing there as well. That's just not good, But as I think the PC has settled itself out now, which is great stuff here. So we get the telemetry up and running. Some guys losing some front wing already. Tuck has lost his front wing end plate. That is not what he wanted to be doing in the Williams. Let's get that track map in full swing here. We've got a Williams just in front here. Is that Grooveland? No, that's Briggsy perhaps. Briggsy's the first car on track, so we'll stay on board. We'll have a look at Briggsy here as he takes us around this track. 19 corners around Miami. So it's going to be a class one here nonetheless. 5.4 kilometers, 3.3 miles. And as we wait for this lap to start, we'll stay with Briggsy as he brings us around this Miami Grand Prix track. Recently added to the calendar as well. Now we spun. Absolutely unbelievable. As I'm taking spinner route, why has my stream decided to freeze? I'm not sure. Back to full live stream now. Had to keep an eye on that one. What? We'll hit it. Briggsy was meant to bring us on a lap, but he bottled it there. So we'll jump with Bate, the other Haas driver, who was the next car around through turn 7 and 8. We go now onto the back straight here. A good slipstreaming opportunity in the race. DRS will be wide open as well if you're within 1 second of the car in front during the race. In qualifying, it's a free-for-all. Down towards turns 11. This is the braking opportunity. You can hang it around the outside there as well, which opens up turns 12 inside for you. 13, 14, 15, bit of a weird Mickey Mouse complex, you have to say. Jumping them curves is vitally important to a good lap time around here. Through turn 16 now, onto the back straight we go. And as the Haas driver applies the throttle, waits for the DRS activation zone and is concentrating now. It's one of the only places you do get a breath around here. Down towards the braking zone, slamming it on there just at the 100 meter mark. Can he swing it in? No, he's a little bit wide of the apex, compromises himself through the exit now. 18 and 19 flat out in qualifying, but old tires in the race perhaps not so much. Bate on a 1:30.0 is the first driver to set a lap time here, but the lap times will be starting to fold quickly. There's Cole Steele in the pole position on a 1:28.0. Briggsy 1:38, God love him, had a bit of a spin as we seen. wasted in the other McLaren's about to cross the line. There's a Mercedes up in front as well. We look at the timing screen. It was Killer Freddy into 4th. Wasted jumps up into 3rd position. And the sister Mercedes of Ashburn's about to cross the line. No, he already did. So he's starting a lap, he is. So that's pretty much the first runs there. Tricker is in the Haas now, down into the braking zone of the second last corner. Or the third last corner, really. But through the acceleration zone of 18 and 19, the Haas driver navigates nicely and across the line into 7th. So the Haas driver is only a few tenths between them at the moment. And that was Alligator, I think. No, someone else's Dipwind into 5th. Fair play to Dipwind. So that's the first runs really over and done with here. The sister Haas there of Bate making his way back to the pit lane. Important to stay hydrated. Have a nice old bottle of the clear Guinness, a bottle of H2O. It's what you need, it's what you want. Whoa, Talk nearly loses it, you seen it, he had to save it there. Luckily enough for Talk, he got away with it. Haas driver, down the brakes as I clear my throat as well. Did I get away with it? Let me know in the old comments. Towards 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 complex we go. Navigating this track alright is Talk at the moment, leaving a little bit on the table, but he hasn't invalidated. That's an important thing in this. Keeping it lit as much as possible. What's up to Chrome and Bait LT Tang? How's she cutting? Through this third last corner now, we'll choose 17, 18 and 19. And he does no such throttle issues this time around. A 131.6 for Talk. Happy enough with that out in lap, in fairness, with that banker lap there. The Aston Martin here of Dennis down towards turns 17. We barrel. I think he's given up on that lap. Yes, he has. Groovy, your championship leader, is out on a flyer at the moment. Through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 complex here. We ride on board at the Scuderia driver. Having a look at these lines. Ever so smooth and silky on the throttle and steering application. Down the back straight now. DRS wide open. Concentrating on that braking zone of turns 11. Opening up that hairpin as much as possible, and then smack in the face is turns 12, a long sweeping right-hander. Now into the complex of 13, 14 and 15, jumping, hopping over them curves. Into 16 we go. Now hard on the acceleration, down the back straight towards turn 17 we thunder. DRS wide open for Groovy. Green flags waving as well. The track is clear up in front, no distractions. And concentrates on the braking zone, slamming it down the gears into third. 48 mile an hour on the apex. Good acceleration through the final few corners now, and across the line for Groovy into pole position on a 127.5. And that is definitely going to be something to beat out there. Driver and machine working in tandem there, and Groovy takes provisional pole by half a second to the rest of the grid here. Cold Steel and Velkov will not be happy with that one. Cold Steel is about to start a lap here. finishes a lap on a 120.0. I'm not quite sure. We'll stay on board of the Ferrari driver. We'll stay looking at him here through turns 1, 2 and 3. What can Cold Steel do? He was a championship protagonist before. A few missed races. He's back now with a vengeance, trying to prove himself once more. Into 7 and 8 swoops the Ferrari driver. A little bit wide perhaps, but carries the momentum nonetheless. Down the back straight now, the first of 2 back straights. This is really another passing opportunity down towards turns 11. The DRS is wide open, swooping through 9 and 10. Into the braking zone of 11 now. It's ever so slightly on the left-hander. Into 12 and 13 now. It's a one line. Well, it definitely is through 13s, 14 and 15. So they have to settle themselves out there. That will be a talking point in the race, especially on restarts and the race start itself. Through turn 16 now goes the Ferrari driver down the back straight again. Can take a breath in here. Only a couple of corners left to go. Yellow flag's a bit more busy down into the braking zone. They will have settled themselves before he gets there. Not too bad on the exit, perhaps a little bit tight on the entry. And through the final 2 corners goes Cold Steel. What can he do? Can he improve? He does, but not by enough. To a 1:27.894. What a phenomenal effort by the sister Ferrari driver there. And I'm sure he has enough time to get back in for another run. 7 minutes left on the clock here. And the second runs are well and truly underway. Sphenox is invalidated. Velkrov is about to cross the line. 1:28.0. He might be starting one here, as the rest of the field is going to start coming through as well. Alligators. Bait is decided to pit. Assassins out there at the moment as well. What can the Williams driver do as we join him down the back straight towards turns 17? Some guys having a few issues out there, yellow flags, but we continue. No, the Williams driver is coming in. Unfortunately, abandons that one. Dipwind is there. Ashburn is there as well. You guys having a coming a cropper there. Tuck is lifting off there as well. Dennis has to do a lap time here. He's going to be under pressure sooner rather than later. He's in 17th without a lap time, same as Joby Gove. Ooh, very wide into the hairpin. There goes Dennis. And across the line on a 1:28.1 into 4th position. What could have been with that? Dennis smashes himself right into 4th position on the wall in the exit of turn 17. He definitely lost half a second there. Dennis throws away provisional pole perhaps, but he's into 4th. He's in a very good starting position for now, and there's still time to get back around here. So as we run through the grid here, Groovy, Sphenox has just popped into 2nd. Great lap time from Sphenox. And Alligators is about to cross the line as well. He gains time, but not enough on his lap on the guys in front. So here we go. We go from Groovy, your provisional pole sitters, on an out lap. Sphenox has just finished the lap there. I think he's still going for one here in 2nd as well. Cold Steel is in 3rd with Velkrov in 4th. Dennis is in 5th with Alligator in 6th. Tricker in 7th. Briggsy in 8th. Wasted is 9th. And Bait is your top 10 here. Assassin Killer Freddy, Sprixie, Dipwind, Ashburn, Tuck, and Govey Govan down there in 17th are all in the pits as well. Whoa, Bait really pushing there on an outlap there. Wasted through the complex of 6, 7 and 8 in the McLaren. It's coming down to crunch zone any moment here. Towards turns 11 goes Wasted in the McLaren driver. We right on board now through 12, 13, 14, the complex here. Single file from this moment onwards in the race, otherwise you might be having a few issues into the chicane here. Navigates that nicely through turn 16. Hard on the power now. Through the gearbox goes the McLaren driver. DRS now activated as well into 8th gear, coming up to 200 plus mile an hour down this straight in towards turn 17. Hugs that apex very nicely, solid on the exit there as well. That's a good line from Wasted. Can he improve in his 128.9? He does to a 128.6 and he's gained into 6th position. That's a fantastic lap time from Wasted. He'd be delighted with that one, but the rest of the field is yet to go. Bait is on one, Assassin's on one, Killer Freddy is on one, and Sprixie's on one as well. Might be a bit of a timing glitch in this lobby. We'll check it out later. Let me know in the old chat what you think. This is the International Friends Racing League. It's round 11 from Miami, brought to you by Lemony Tang in the commentary booth. Bait in the Haas makes his way down the straight into 17. Little bit wide on the exit there as well. These guys really struggling to get these cars arrested into the corner. And across the line, he doesn't improve. He was a little bit down on his lap time, you have to say. Cold Steel is out there on one at the moment. Groovy still saying an outlap. Don't know what the story is of that one. Cold Steel's backed out of it. Alright. Who's out there? Velkov's just on a flyer there in the sister Mercedes McLaren. Bait Assassin. Assassin's about to cross the line here. He's up on his lap time as well. And he's into 6th position on a 128.2. Goes Assassin. He'll be delighted with that one. Bait is still out there as well. Sprixie's about to cross the line. Is he up? I don't know. No, he's not. He's going to have to go for another run here. Dipwind is out there. So everyone... Whoa, so close at that Haas as well there with the back of Ashburn. Yellow flag in all sectors. Cars just keeping out of the way more than anything else. As we ride on board with the Mercedes driver of Ashburn, he really needs to pull something out of the bag here into the 17th corner. 18 and 19 now to navigate. Troll full flat to the floor towards the line. Into 12th goes Ashburn. There's Killer Freddy into the wall. I'm not quite sure. So Cold Steel is pitted. Groovy's on one here. Can she improve? I'm not quite sure. Sphyrnox is also out there as well. He's up by 3/10. He's going to be on one. Velkarov goes pole position on a 127.5. Provisionally, congratulations. What a cracking lap time. Groovy has to pull something out of the bag now. Needs to be up on her old lap time. Otherwise, she won't be able to get it. I think she's out there blowing it through the sector there. Few tenths down, she knows she has indeed. She's backed out of it. Disaster. And now it's up to Sphyrnox. Can Sphyrnox do anything about it? Dennis is also out there. No, Dennis is invalidated. Sickener. Assassins pulled in as well. So it's all about Sphyrnox here. Can Sphyrnox do it? He was so close earlier on. No, he's invalidated. So who's on one now? Tricker's on one, but I don't know. I think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. For the top of the guys here, Velkrov out of nowhere. What an unbelievable lap time there. People, a little bit of traffic into the last corner there as well. But here we go. I don't want to say anything too early, but as the rest of the field start to cross the line and give up on their laps here, Velkov has taken provisional pole here this evening. He's taken pole position. Absolute cracker. Absolute cracker from Velkov. Groovy's still trying to improve out there, but it's 4/10 down now. Clicking up the gears, deciding better of it, and I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Killer Freddy's down as well. Velkov Velkov takes pole position for the Miami Grand Prix for the IFRL. Absolute class qualifying. We nearly went on board. We were on board a wasted just before, so we missed the lap time itself, but he popped it in at the dying moments of qualifying. He takes pole position. Groovy's in second, and Sphyrnox is in third. What an absolute cracking qualifying for the International Friends Racing League. Velkov takes the pole position for the Miami Grand Prix. Groovy joins him on the first row in second. Sphyrnox in third with Cold Steel in fourth. Dennis Ivanov in fifth with Assassin in sixth. Wasted in seventh. Alligator in eighth. Tricker in ninth with Briggsy in 10th. Bait in 11th with Ashburn in 12th. Killer Freddy 13th. Sprixie 14th. Dipwind 15th. Tuck in 16th. And Govy Guven rounds out your grid this evening. What story Shane? What story LT Tang? Chrome and Bait, you absolute legends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Like the stream and subscribe to the channel. As we wait for this race to commence here for the IFRL. It's 19 corners around Miami. 5.4 kilometers is 3.3 miles long. And it really is a handful for these guys. Not much history to go by, but the past races have been action-packed and interesting to say the least. And it always throws a curveball or two. And here we go. There we go. Right on the money. The curveball today is it's wet. It's raining. Cats and dogs. Get your umbrellas out. Get your hoodies on. Because this is going to be wild, wet and wild here for the IFRL. It's round 11 from Miami, and it's brought to you by Lemony Tang here in the commentary booth. We look forward to this race immensely. These guys will be worrying about their fuel. In the wet, you don't really use as much as you normally would, so an underfueled car would be the way to go, especially if you anticipate some safety cars here this evening. But it should be fairly decent here. Velkov is your pole sitter with Groovy in second and Sphyrnox in third. We wait for the formation lap to commence here. We'll get the telemetrists all on board. Cold Steel is in fourth with Dennis in fifth. Assassin in sixth. Wasted in seventh. Alligator in 8th, Tricker in 9th, Briggsy in 10th with Bait in 11th, Ashburn in 12th with Killer Freddy in 13th, BGR Sprixie 14th with Dipwind in 15th, Tuck in 16th, and Govy Goonan in 17th. That is really not rolling off my tongue this evening. What are you meant to do? Oh yeah, wet race, absolute animal buzz. So, rather than me, I'm in a nice dry commentary booth. Sponsored by H2O, drink the water of life. It rains. It's in lakes. It's delicious. And it's on the racetrack. So as Velkov makes his way around near the end of this formation lap, 29 laps around this racetrack, it's going to be an interesting one. These guys do show us time and time again some fantastic moves and some cracking racing. Let's see how this evening gets on. The race leader bringing the pack up quite fast here down the straight, you'd have to say. Cold Steel has dropped back a little bit here. Plenty of space between everyone. No need to get yourself disqualified and start on cold tyres. Let's see if most of the field have gone for the intermediates. They have indeed. So no differences with the tyres. Nobody's on wets. Deciding to go with the inters. Is it raining here? I don't think it is. So it might be a wet start, but it might dry up very quickly. It is raining now. So as the grid starts to foil up here, taking their grid positions, this is the International Friends Racing League. It's round 11 from Miami and it's brought to you by Lemony Tang in the commentary booth. And the green flag is waving. We are under starters orders and we wait for the lights on the gantry. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 5 lights out. And they've gone out on top here. It's away we go for the race. A good start from Groovy up the inside and Svernox on the outside as well. The McLaren keeping it ham and cheesy through the middle there. Everyone else seems to be getting through. Not quite. There's contact behind. Through turns 1 we go. There's an Alfa Romeo having a bit of an issue there. Killer Freddy up in front as well, getting past. Briggsy coming under pressure towards 4 and 5. As the field have settled themselves out nicely here. Through the first few corners of Williams are running wide ever so slightly. That's Briggsy having a bit of an issue. So a few cars had a bit of contact there towards the back of the grid. We just missed it as we were concentrating on the battle for the race lead. Velkov has gone from 1st to 4th position. Dennis has gained a few. Oh, who's that into the wall? That's not what you want to see. That's a Williams of Assassin having issues down into the braking zone there. Lucky to get away with it. But Velkov has dropped to 4th. Dennis is up into 3rd. And Groovy and Svernox swamped the race leader into turn 1. The pole sitter. And that one settled them then through the next few corners. The rest of the field behind getting up to their own shenanigans as well. But onto the back straight we go. Through 16 on board with Assassin. We're looking in front towards Cold Steel and behind towards Wasted. Everyone seems to be settled out so far down towards the braking zone. We'll jump on board with the guys up in front here. And Aston Martin running wide. Dennis super deep into the braking zone, gives Velkov the position back, and that is something these guys need to watch out for in these wet conditions. Bit of a tail slapper there as well. Talk says call him Thomas, so we'll try and keep a note of that one. We'll side by side to Wasted and Assassin. Oh no, there's a McLaren behind. Killer Freddy has a spin. Everyone else taking evasive maneuvers. And the rest of the field goes through. And he's being caught out there. Disaster for Mercedes. Dennis gets away with it. Here we are aboard of Cold Steel. Cold Steel into 5th. Struggling on acceleration there. The rest of the field behind. Still battling away as well, but we concentrate with Dennis into the braking zone now, keeping it out. Oh, he's deep into there again. He's almost going to lose another position. Dennis struggling on the braking zones here. We concentrate backwards now. Not really much of a battle. Thomas and Bate. Here we go. Bate in the Haas, lining up the Alpine up in front. Bit of ERS usage as well down the straight is going to help it go down towards the braking zone. Slipstream is being utilised here. Dennis and Cold Steel are side by side up in front, but we're right on board with the Haas driver into the braking zone. He's up the inside, but the Alpine hangs it around the outside there. Through the exit they go. And it's still side by side. And now Thomas can't quite make that maneuver. He's still trying inside, outside here towards turns 1. He's up the inside here. The Haas is going to turn in. That is a recipe for disaster, but the guys make it stick. Fair play to them. Great racing between everyone there. And as we have a look up here in front, it is indeed Cold Steel has made his way by Dennis. Did Dennis have another mistake out there perhaps? Somebody's having a spin. Also at the back, I think that might be Govey Guven. Down the first back straight. A bit of a slipstream here from Dennis. Can he make maneuvers on Cold Steel? Cold Steel defends the inside towards the braking zone. Takes a alternate line. The Aston Martin driver trying it around the outside on them brakes. Nearly makes it move, stick, but can't quite get there. Trying an alternate line here is Dennis. You have to admire him for it. Ooh. Almost thought about it there, but didn't quite. Down the second back straight now goes Dennis. Can he make this pass stick on Cold Steel? Round 2 into the braking zone. We've had a full lap of battling with these guys, and now it's settled out just for the time being. Ash is making a move. Is he? He's gonna launch it. Here he is up the inside. No, not quite. Tricker defends that very nicely, I have to say, and keeps Ashburn behind. Thomas comes into the pits, perhaps needing a new set of inters and a set of front wing, perhaps. Spherodox keeping groovy, honest up at the front here. The battle for the race lead. Less than a second. Then we've got Velkarov in third, Cold Steel in fourth. Excuse me. Cold Steel in fourth with Dennis in fifth. Then we have Wasted in sixth, Assassin in seventh, and Briggsy in eighth. Bait is ninth, and Dipwind is your top 10. On board with Ash here as he tries to make inroads on Tricker up in front. Oh, he's so close to the corner there. Careful not to make contact. Down the back straight now with the DRS wide open. Sorry, no DRS because it's wet. The ERS is being used. Everyone's starting to step fast. The lap times up in front. They've started to bring the pace, have the leaders. It's looking like it's a bit less cloudy out there as well. Struggling in the commentary booth. It must be some dust or something caught in my choke because I'm having an absolute awful time. Something scratching it, something fierce. Anyway, Ashburn towards one now. We navigate. Thinks better of it. He's waiting for the maneuver to open up here. He's hoping it does sooner rather than later. Lap 5 of 29. Still plenty of racing to go in this race. Some guys leading others into a penalty. Briggsy and Bait following each other close on track up in front. A little bit wide for the two of them. Here we go, riding on board with the Mercedes driver of Ash. Can he do anything about it? Using his ERS down the back straight here. He's caught the Haas napping in the slipstream. He's pulling to the inside. And as he makes the move towards the braking zone, he's up the inside. The Haas driver doesn't really have much about it, and it's a maneuver made there from Ash. Great run from the Mercedes driver. He uses DRS to strategic advantage there, and he made it stick into turns 11. Cracking move from Ash, and he's up into 11th, and along his merry way he goes. After Dipwind now, only 6/10 up in front. This is still the closest battle on track, so we'll stay with this one. See what kind of a run can Dipwind versus Ash get through the hairpin here of 17. Very deep under the brakes. I can't believe it. Ash nearly lost it. We jumped on board as he was saving that one. He's a lucky camper 100% with that. Dodge Central, I'm telling you now. We'll have a look at the side-by-side replay of the race start here. Positions. This is the International Friends Racing League. We'll have a look at the guys here because that was an interesting start, I have to say the least. And the green flag is waving. We are under as they just about made it through with the race leaders. There was a little bit of contact in the background, but it wasn't much. As we look at the bottom right there, we'll have a look. We'll mute the old replay just to be on the safe side for you there. Save you hear me twice. Cole Steele's on the back of Velkov and so's Dennis, so that's a big battle there for third. Anyway, through turns 1 goes the race leaders. And who was that? Flying up the inside. I'm not sure. Can I rewind that? Yeah, well, let's try and get that rewinded. Who is that? Up the inside. You see them there careering into the rest of the field. Telling you, he'll be brought up to the stewards after that one. But we won't worry about it too much because the ball is heating up on the track here. Towards the braking zone goes Svirnox, Velkov and Cole Steele. Sorry, Velkov, Cole Steele and Dennis. A three-way battle has developed here for third position. Fastest laps for Groovy and Svirnox then straight away. So the heat is on in Miami. It might be wet and windy, wet and wild out there, but it's definitely getting hot under the collar between Groovy and Svirnox. Yellow flag sector 2. Who was that? I think that might be Alligator having a bit of a issue. Yes, it is indeed. So gingerly through these corners, riding on board with the Ferrari driver. Briggsy's had an issue, has he? Someone's had a yellow flag issue out there, dropping way down. Yeah. Anyway, on board with Cole Steele, trying to make the maneuver on Velkov up in front here. Slipstream is being used, but there's no ERS left. To the outside we go towards the braking zone. The Aston Martin behind nearly runs into the back of us again. I'm telling you, Dennis is a demon under them brakes. Yellow flags out there again. So as this battle navigates through turns 13 to 16, complex onto the back straight here. Cole Steele's had an awful run. We ride on board with Dennis because he's going to be trying to capitalise here on these two up in front. No ERS for these two, but Dennis has 50%. So the Aston Martin driver is looking in a very advantageous position right now. He needs to make the maneuver stick in fairness on the track, but he's definitely looking like he's got a bit of an advantage. Here we go. The pit stops have been triggered by Cole Steele, who pulls into the pit lane, and he's going to be getting a new a new set of intermediates here soon. Holy moly. Cole Steele onto a set of softs, is it? Oh my word, is the track really that good? Let's stay on board. We'll have a look here. The rest of them, it is drying, but I don't know, is it super dry? There we go, Velkov's off. The rest of the guys are coming in to set mediums on. So we'll find out now. The trigger's being pulled. Yellow flags out there. Who was that? Someone's into the wall as well. So the track has dried up tremendously here. Into the braking zone goes Dennis. Hard on them brakes, I'm telling you. He's very lucky not to go into the back of Velkov. I'd say the guys are seeing that in their mirrors and their arrows and going, holy moly. They know they've nearly been hit themselves. Anyway, Dennis hasn't put a foot wrong really yet, you have to say. Some of the guys out there in mediums might be struggling here. See yellow flags in sector 1. There might be one or two of them coming cropper down there too. But anyway, down towards the braking zone. Velkov defends the inside. Dennis pulls to the outside here, breaking into turn 17. The Aston Martin driver is on the outside. The McLaren driver gives them room. Are they both going to come into the pits? Yes, they are. Here we go. They're both into the pit lane. And there we go. So everyone else is going to be coming in now as well. Wasted's going to get caught out behind Velkov here, is he? Into the McLaren pits lane. Get out of the way, boys. Come on. Oh, just about gets away with it. So, who was the first driver out there? It was Cole Steele battling with these guys before. We look to our right-hand side. Here we go. A battle commences once more between Velkov and Dennis. They have gained a substantial amount of time here. Cole Steele pulled the trigger and it was a lap too early. These guys, Dennis and Velkov, have gained about 4 seconds here on cold mediums as well, so they'll probably lose a bit of that. but altogether a net gain. Who's this? Who's that? That's Dennis on a set of hards. That's a brave one here. Going to the end is Groovy, Sphearnox, and Dennis. The rest of them all on mediums, except for Thomas, I should say, and Govy Govan. Oh my word. Have you ever seen so much understeer in a car in your life? Dennis just cannot get them fronts to work at the moment. Can Cold Steel capitalise here? We look at the Scuderia driver. He's literally gaining hand over fist on the Aston Martin up in front. Yellow flag, sector 1 and 3. We could be under a safety car issue. Not quite. DRS has been enabled. That normally triggers everyone to pit. So Dennis struggling up in front here for a tyre warm-up. Cold Steel has gained back the disadvantage he lost in the pit lane, in fairness, because he's got them nice warm tyres. And as Velkov makes his way down the road here, Dennis is struggling with Cold Steel in 5th, just behind him. We ride on board of the Ferrari driver. 2, 4 and 5 we go. This fantastic complex. The McLaren up in front is all over the shop. He's lost. Look at this. The McLaren's lost about 2 seconds in the space of 2 corners. I can't believe it. And Dennis is right on the back of him here. Let's have a look on board at Dennis. He's going to try and capitalise towards the braking zone. We go of turn set 11. And Velkov makes a massive error there. Balfour leads. Going, oh my word! Dennis smashes into Velkov. Oh no! That's an absolute mare of a time. What is after happening? Cold Steel says thank you very much indeed. But oh my word, I can't believe it. Oh lads, that's going to be damage to the rear of Velkov as well. We'll look at this at the replay in a moment. We'll wait and see how to get on into this braking zone. We ride on board of the Aston Martin driver once again. Nearly at the front of the field here. Decked out, we'll jump away from it because here we go. They were within a tenth of each other. Sphearnox and Groovy really hard battling here for the race lead. Sphearnox is really putting the pressure on. Into turn 1. Oh, nearly loses it. There goes Sphearnox, so close to that one. Holy moly, he's lucky he held on to it. Dennis is coming into the pit lane and so is Velkov. Absolute disaster. We'll have a look at that one now side by side as we wait for these guys to get their noses changed. So as we were concentrating on this battle here, the Aston Martin, in fairness, wasn't really anywhere near him. Let's jump. Here we go. On the bottom right hand side there, the Aston Martin. Oh, look at this.